everyone. Welcome to one another part of the story The Portrait of a Lady by Khushwant Singh. And today in this session, we'll discuss some of the very important questions that demand critical thinking and analytical ability. So let's go ahead. The very first question is, give a character sketch of Khushwant Singh's grandmother. So, how we are going to discuss the answer of each questions? I have just collected some of the very important, almost all the important value points that must be included while attempting these questions. So, what impression do you form of Khushwant Singh's grandmother? So we need to discuss several traits of Khushwant Singh's grandmother here. First of all, we have observed that Khushwant Singh's grandmother is extremely religious, and there are various instances that we can pick out from the story to prove this. For example, when the author was in the village along with his grandmother. Then the grandmother used to accompany him to the school as the school was attached to the temple. And similarly, the way the grandmother used to keep telling the beads of the rosary, and she would just spend and her entire day reciting the prayers in inaudible way and while attending to different uh, chores of the household chores. No, she would just keep on reciting the prayers. And similarly, when they shifted to the city, she continued all these works. And moreover, she was upset when she learned from the author that there was no lesson or there was no subject of religion and his scriptures were not taught to them, so this makes her upset. So similarly, various other instances and examples can be incorporated. Then we find she was extremely benevolent, kind, a generous personality, as she would feed the street dogs in the village and the sparrows in the city. Caring and affectionate. The entire story shows this only. This shows how there was a strong bond between the author and his grandmother. And the main factor responsible was that she was extremely caring and affectionate towards him. So here we need to mention all such works done and the behavior of the grandmother that was expressed towards her grandson, that show her caring and affectionate attitude towards the author. Then we see she was of a composed personality. That means she was not a sentimental personality. Although she was very much intimate to the author, to her grandson, but at any moment we do not at all observe that she lost her cool or she expressed her dissatisfaction, even if when they were in the city and when she learned that there was no lesson on scripture and God, she was upset, she was extremely depressed when she learned this. And more, but she never expressed her complaint, or she never expressed her discontent. Similarly, when the grandson was going abroad, at that crucial juncture also she remained calm and composed. So several other instances can be added. No liking for Western sciences. We have learned through the story that she had no inclination towards Western sciences and English education and learning music. So at this point, we need to express and point out what opinion did she have about all these different areas. Next question is, draw a contrast of the lifestyle of the author's grandmother in the village and in the city. So we need to differentiate between these two lifestyles. So while describing the lifestyle led by the grandmother in the village, we need to focus on the strong bond that was between her and her grandson, and then how she would take complete care of the author and She would accompany him to the school, and she would feed the village dogs. These are the different aspects of the village lifestyle. On the other hand, in the city, there was a big change that occurred in her routine. Moreover, the friendship was almost broken, and as she could not accompany the author or her grandson to their school, and she felt isolated. The grandson was too busy in the new school and other activities, so he could not spend much time with the grandmother. So she felt secluded and isolated. And the other important part of her routine was that instead of feeding the village street dogs, she started feeding to the sparrows. Next question is, the thought was almost revolting. What was the thought and why was it revolting? So, this is a statement based questions, and statement based questions are very important as it test complete and thorough understanding of the text. So, which thought is referred here? The authors thought that his grandmother was ever young and beautiful. So, why? What was the thought and why was it revolting, almost unacceptable? Now, the grandmother's being, now which thought of that the grandmother was young and pretty, which the author would learn from his family members and other villagers. So, this was informed to the author uh, through the people, including his family members and other people of the village, that there was a time, there was a phase in her life when she was young and beautiful. Why was it? And moreover, she had a husband. So, why was it difficult for the author to believe? Because since his childhood, since he came into his senses, he had always seen his grandmother old, terribly old, and wrinkled. These are the points that must be described in detail. Next question is, and at her age, one could never tell. Now, again, I just stress on the importance of complete understanding of the text, and this completely depends on repeated reading of the text. So, here, as soon as any statement comes, that particular portion, that particular part of the story should come in one's mind. This refers to that phase when the author was going abroad, and he was very much he had a kind of fear in his mind and heart whether he would be able to see his grandmother when he comes back. So Arthur was going, this was a moment, and Arthur feared that the grandmother would be badly upset to hear this, that he was leaving abroad. He would be away for 5 long years, and he just feared and that she could not tolerate this separation because the grandmother was terribly old and she was almost at the last stage of her life, and she could die any day and any moment. This was a fear, that this was the haunting fear in the mind of the author. So, and this was the reason that it was difficult to tell or speculate what would happen in the future. Now, describe how the old lady or the grandmother died peacefully. Now, we need to focus on her peaceful death. Now, here, before answering the exact question, we should just mention the context of this question, that what was the situation, the homecoming of the author. Arthur had gone abroad for 5 long years. Now he comes back. The grandmother celebrates. So she celebrated Arthur's homecoming, and while doing so, unfortunately and by mistake, she just omitted, she could not attend to her evening prayer. And as soon as she realized this mistake, she considered it a big mistake, and this made her fell ill, and this made her fall ill, and she and then immediately she sensed that her death was near, and she just continuously. She declared that she would not talk to anyone as she made a mistake almost in the last part of her life. So she just decided that she would spend the entire remaining time just by devoting her time to God. So, as she had sensed her death, she stopped talking to anyone and stopped wasting any more time into engaging in any other activities, as she decided to devote herself to prayers and telling the beads of her rosary. Then, how she died peacefully? Because she just spent her entire remaining time according to her wish by remaining surrendered to God. Her lips stopped, her rosary fell, and although she died, but there was a kind of contentment even in on her dead face. She died. It was a pale face. Her face was pale, dull, but there was a peace over it, and there was no sign of any regret. Now, the author's grandmother was a religious person, elucidate. These are the important value points to be discussed. The very first is that she kept telling the beads of the rosary. We have already discussed this point in the character sketch question, the very first question. So these are all the points that she kept telling the beads of the rosary all day long, kept reciting prayers, went to the village school, and that was a part of a temple, and there she read scriptures. Throughout the day, she would sing the prayers while attending to her grandson's different works, and moreover, when they got shifted to the city, she was extremely perturbed to that there was an English school and different other Western subjects were taught there. There was no teaching of God and scriptures. This made her extremely dejected. And then one another phase when we learn her religious inclination, when the author comes back from after completing his studies abroad. She was extremely excited and she celebrated, and she missed the evening prayer, and then she decides to devote her entire remaining time to God and prayers before her death. These are all the different uh, points that will help us to attempt this question. Now describe the changing relationship between the author and his grandmother. Uh, but there are two parts of this question. In the first part, we need to discuss how their relationship changed. And then in the second part, we need to discuss, did their feelings for each other change? So, author left how. Now, first of all, we need to focus on how was a change there in their relationship. The author left in village home when he was both of them were in the village, and or when the author or the grandson was left by his parents in the village home with his grandmother. So there was a strong bond between them. The relationship was extremely strong, as the grandmother would do everything for him, and because of this, in this way, they became good friends. And author too loved her. But as soon as they made a shift to the city, there came a turning point. The grandmother could not accompany him to the school, she could not help him, and then, as a result of which, they would spend less time with each other. And moreover, university life also, we need to comment how university life of the author also brought several other adverse changes in their relationship. Now, the second part of the question is feelings. Did their feelings for each other change? Of course not. We need to justify this, that feelings of both of them to each other didn't change. For example, the grandmother was extremely disturbed due to the music lessons because she cared. She cared for her grandson, and that was the reason that she was disturbed. And moreover, she saw him off. She went when she learned that he was going abroad. She went to the railway station to see him off, and uh, at that point, at that stage. And when the grandson returned, she just this was the love and care that she had for the grandson, that she celebrated the occasion, and she just sang homecoming songs. No, so now what about the author? The author also felt concerned for her. The entire story has been told to us by Kushwant Singh, and what observation he had about his grandmother is entirely depicted throughout the story, and the way the author describes his grandmother, and the way at various junctures he feels very much concerned and upset about his grandmother. All these instances show that he too concerned for her, and he too loved her and cared for her. So definitely the bond, we can say, remained same. It remained firm and strong. Now, final, almost final question. Would you agree that the author's grandmother was a person strong in character? Now we need to focus on the strong character of the grandmother. She undergoes various crucial stages of life, but she remains strong. So we need to agree or disagree with this statement. So definitely the answer is yes, she was a lady of a strong character. So let's see which kind of instances we can add here. She, first of all, we need to mention her, uh, the kind of lifestyle and the kind of generation she belonged to. She belonged to old world order and deeply pious, as she had religious inclination. She was charitable, benevolent, and she would feed the street dogs and the sparrows in the city. She never missed accounting. Although various crucial and adverse circumstances came in her life, but at any point we see that she never missed counting the beads of the rosary and reciting the prayer. This is one instance or one example to prove that she was a person with a strong character. Then she was a doting grandmother. At any circumstance, she would just discharge all her duties towards the grandson very perfectly. So this was seen when she was in the village, and the grandson was left by his parents with the grandmother in the village. Although she was old, terribly old, but just like a mother, she would take care of the grandson. Then, apart from this, we can add she was upset with the English school but never complained. This also is a proof of her strong character, that she was totally not happy that the grandson went to the English school, and there he just started learning subjects that were not of her liking, and there was music lessons also. She was dissatisfied, but she never expressed this discontentment to anyone. She had accepted the changes very quietly, without making fuss and without making any complaint again. And so, and moreover, she was not at all sentimental. When we see the author decides to go abroad, and even at that crucial juncture, she was not sentimental. She remained calm as she continued reciting the prayers, as it was heard by, it could be heard by the author there at the railway station. She never made compromises with the city's lifestyle. When she went with the uh, author to the city, she never came under the influence of the Western culture or the culture prevalent in the city. She remained same personality, kind, benevolent, religious. Now, her behavior, similarly, one another aspect of her life just before her death, particularly her behavior just before her death, also shows that she was a lady with a strong character, as she decided, she was adamant that then onwards she would not do anything else except devoting herself to God. So, with this, we come to the end of this session. Thank you so much.